Welcome to today's class. All you'll need is a couple of blocks or a couple of stacks of books to support you in your practice. And we'll begin in Sukhasana Easy Pose. I have tight hips right now, so I'm going to actually use the block right away. Just placing it down like so, and then I'm going to sit upon it. And then ankles can cross in front. So you can either bring your hands onto your knees or into your lap. And just take a few moments to turn your attention inward. Notice what you're bringing onto the mat into your practice today. So coming as you are into this sacred space, noticing just what's going through your mind, going through your body. Maybe noticing the things around you, noticing the amount of light that's either coming into your eyes or through your eyelids, even if they're closed. Noticing the temperature of the air, the weight of your body on the mat or block. And bringing your attention to your breath. Feel your body breathing as you pull a deep breath in through the nose, allowing your lungs to fill and expand with oxygen. And exhale fully through the nose. So one thing that all restorative practices have in common, they researched the benefits associated with all of them. The one thing that they had in common was that they all use some sort of breath therapy, and that therapy included extending the exhalation. So that's exactly what we do in yoga, and we're going to practice that right now. So for example, if we breathe in for a count of 2, we want to breathe out for a count of 3 or more. So trying it, and 2 might not be the right count for you, so listen to your own body and take a full breath in. Feel your body expand and grow, your sternum lifts, ribs separate. And exhale, feel your shoulders melt towards the floor. Inhale deeply. Extend your exhale. Inhale again. Notice the rhythm, the soft sound. Notice how your body is so still everywhere else. Just the gentle expansion and contraction of your thoracic area, to the rhythm of your own inhale and exhale. And we'll start to move the arms now with our breath. So on an inhale, we'll take the arms out to a T, expanding through the chest. On the exhale, we're going to come to genie arms. So this is going to be our first version of the exhale. And this, all we're doing is we're just stacking our forearms on top of another. Eventually, we want to come to something more closer to eagle arms. So this is one version of eagle arms. It's just bringing the inside of the elbows together and then maybe crossing the wrists so that the palms face outward. One step further is that we could also cross the elbows. Switch sides. Maybe we bring the insides of the palms together too. Another way we can do this is just bringing one hand over either shoulder for a hug. So we'll move with our breath now as we inhale, reaching the arms out, spreading them like wings, and exhale. Either give yourself a little love or stack the arms. Inhale. So pay attention here to how your body is expanding with your inhale. Maybe choose a version of these either genie or eagle arms that works for you and your body so that you can continue to come back to it, at least in today's practice. Maybe on another day your body likes a different version. Getting a feel for what this is like. Also moving at the pace of your breath. So if I'm moving too quickly for you, don't feel like you need to be uncomfortable or not relaxing or enjoying this practice in order to keep up with me. So go as slow as you need to, and if I'm like a turtle and going way too slow, speed it up. Move to your breath. Inhales, expand. Exhales, close. All right, next one, we're going to bring the arms back out, meet together here. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, we'll take a little spinal twist, wrapping one hand over the opposite knee, and then looking over the back shoulder, holding here for 2 full breaths. This is our first spinal twist, so we'll take a moment to get into it. Inhaling to create more length through the crown of the head, and exhaling to really pull the navel back towards the spine, keeping the ribs engaged as well. One more deep breath here. Maybe we twist a little bit deeper. All right, inhale, arms go up and over to the other side. Inhale for length. Exhale, turn the chin over your back shoulder or towards it. Inhale again, pulling the belly in, knitting the ribs, lifting through the chest as well. Inhale, this time arms come straight up, and then we bring them down in front of us. I'm going to slide my block out. We can walk them forward, and then just rest our head down. Continue to notice your breath here. This time, how the back of your ribs expand with your inhale. So coming back to our mat, we're going to come start in table pose. So hands are beneath or somewhere beneath our shoulders. I'm going to bring my blocks to either side of my mat. So hands are somewhere beneath your shoulders. I've got a wrist injury right now, so I'm going to keep my wrist as a fist. It helps to bring support there, so that's why I'm doing that. Knees are about hips distance. And we'll start to move with our breath here, letting our belly drop for cow pose as our head goes up, hips stay high. Exhale, cat pose. Round the belly, lift through the spine, drop the pelvis, tailbone down. Inhale, expand. Exhale, pull the belly in. Few more rounds to your breath. So then we're going to come all the way onto our belly and bring our hands down beneath our shoulders. So palms face down, toes point away, legs press together, and we're going to come to cobra pose. So I'm going to show you a few different versions. One of them is we just lift our chin. So the collarbone is lifted off the mat. Shoulders roll back and down away from the ears. Shoulder blades are flat on the back. Noticing the engaged muscles in your lower back, your obliques. Keeping your legs fully engaged as well. Don't let them be soft here. This is a full body pose. If we want to take it a little bit further, we might begin to lift the sternum and coming up onto the very bottom edge of our ribs here. So noticing what's right for you. Exhale, lower back down. Take a breath. And then inhale, lift again to your version of cobra pose. So maybe it's just your chin lifts. Maybe you come all the way up. Maybe you need a little bit more of a stretch today and you want to extend all the way up to up dog, lifting the hips off the ground. So just listening to your body. And then setting the hips back again to table pose. All right, so maybe curling the toes under, coming onto the forearms, and lifting the knees just a little bit, coming to dolphin pose. So maybe we just hover the knees, drop our head, so you're looking down at your feet, back of the neck is long.
maybe we move between these. So continuing to move with the breath. If at any time you realize you're holding your breath, we need to back off a little bit. It means we're pushing too hard. We went down and then up. Lower the knees down. Inhale, lift the hips, send the heels towards the ground. Exhale, lower the knees. Last one, back towards the ground. Great. All right, so now we are going to use our blocks here for a forward fold. So bringing the feet about hips distance apart here. And you can test that by just bringing your fists together and actually measuring the distance between them. So mine are about hips distance. And you can also turn your box like this. So the way that we want to come into our forward fold is so that our hips are directly above our ankles. So they have a tendency to come back here. And we can also bend our knees as much as we need to in order to get there. All right, so that's fine. And then once we have the correct alignment, we can start to begin to straighten the knees. We never need to lock them. So that'll protect our joints. So keeping the kneecaps lifted and engaged. Go ahead, shake your head no. And yes. Then let it hang heavy like a bowling ball. Notice the sensation in the lower half of your back body. Also notice how the energy, the pressure in your upper body shifts and changes. Continue to breathe. Next, inhale, we're going to come to a supported halfway lift with the blocks so that our belly is pulled in tight, back is flat. Look forward. 3 breaths here. All right. So you can come back down onto your hands and knees. And if you'd like, you can take child's pose, or you can come to lying in a restorative rest for a body scan. So just noticing the sensation, the weight of your heels or your feet on the floor, whether you're in child's pose or on your back, either way. Noticing the parts of your body that are touching the ground. Bringing your attention, your awareness to just the toes of your feet. Maybe noticing whether there's space between each toe, or if you can actually sense them lying close to each other. Noticing if there's any tension or any tightness in your ankles or calves. Moving up the legs, feeling your thighs soften. Maybe noticing the texture of the clothing that surrounds them. Examining now the hip and pelvis area. Maybe comparing your left hip to your right hip, or your left femur socket to your right. Noticing if there's any difference there. If there's any tightness or pain, and if there is, sending a breath of fresh healing oxygen to that space. Feeling the belly now as it expands with each inhale. Letting go of that conscious pranayama, that breathing exercise we did too, and just allowing your breath return to its natural pace. Notice now
whether your ribs and chest expands to a different degree than it was while you were practicing. Notice the sensation of your arms. Whether your upper arms or lower arms and hands feel heavier. Maybe there's a little tingling at the ends of your fingers. Notice, maybe are your palms sweaty? Just notice. Moving up the neck. Noticing the facial muscles. This is often our blind spot. We don't realize the faces and expressions and tension that we hold. So letting the jaw fall away, letting your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth, and relaxing the muscles behind your eyes, regardless of whether they're opened or closed. And imagining relaxing your ears even. If you could relax your teeth, what would that feel like? Feel the support of your head. Now bringing awareness to the entire body, noticing the subtle and gentle vibration, constant movement, flow of energy, prana. Maybe even noticing your heartbeat against the mat. Beginning to wake the body now, starting by wiggling the fingers and toes. And if you're in child's pose, maybe swinging your feet over to the side and making your way to easy pose, sitting upright. If you're lying down, hugging the knees towards the chest, maybe giving yourself a squeeze. And then rolling onto one side, pressing your body up. Taking a deep cleansing breath, this time in through the nose and out through the mouth. Together, inhale deeply. And exhale, side out. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great one.